Today's topic is solving compound inequalities. And we're going to call this section 1.5. Okay, so let's go back and recall from Algebra 1 when we had an inequality like this. Okay, we have 80, and this is greater than 4x plus 12. Well, we're trying to get this x term by itself, so we have to move whatever's outside of this x term. So there's this plus 12. So we have to subtract 12 from both sides. So 80 minus 12 is 68. Let's bring down this inequality, 4x. 12 minus 12 is 0. We don't need to write 0. And then we're just going to divide both sides by 4. And so 68 divided by 4 is 17. Okay? And so if I try to graph this on my number line, my key number right here is 17. So that's where I'm going to write on my number line as 17. You can write more numbers than that, but it's really not necessary. Okay? So there's no line underneath, so that is an open circle. Okay? And to help us figure out which way to graph it, we have to make sure that the variable is on the left side. So if I flip it, and to make sure I'm correct, see how this little point is pointing towards the x? So I'm going to make the little point pointing towards the x, and then I have 17 over here, sorry. Okay? So now this says x is less than 17. So since it's less than, see which way my arrow is pointing? My arrow is pointing to the left, so I'm going to shade to the left. And you can only use this arrow method if your variable is on the left. Okay, so now let's do compound inequalities. So we're going to say example 2, and we're going to say negative 3 less than 2x plus 5, less than or equal to, I apologize for that, is less than 19. Okay, so it's the same thing as the first one, but in Algebra 1 you might have drawn a line down the inequality sign or down the equal sign. And most of the time, you just have two expressions, one on the left and one on the right. Now I have 1, 2, 3 sections. So what I do to one section, I have to do to the other too. So what I mean by that is we're still going to solve it the same way. I'm still trying to get this x term by itself. Well, what's outside of this x term is a plus 5. So the opposite of a plus 5 is subtract 5. So since I did it to this middle section, I also have to do it to this left section and this right section. Because what I do to one side, I have to do to the other too to keep it fair. Negative 3 minus 5. Both of these are negative numbers, so I can combine them and keep the sign. 5 minus 5 is 0. I don't need to write that. 2x. Don't forget my inequality sign. And then 19 minus 5 is 14. Okay, last thing. X is almost by itself. Divide everything by 2. Remember, what I do to one side, I have to do to the other too. Negative 8 divided by 2. Negative 4. Keep my inequality sign. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay? So now I'm going to go over here and graph it. What numbers do I care about? Well, I have a negative 4 and positive 7. Negative 4 is smaller, so that's going to go on the left. Positive 7 goes on the right. So negative 4, There's a line underneath, so that means it's a closed dot. Positive 7, open, because there's no line. Open dot. Okay? And this one is easier because see how x is in between negative 4 and 7? So that means I'm going to shade the part that's in between negative 4 and positive 7. And that's it. Just a side note, since x is in the middle, this is negative 4 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 7. So this is an and because x is in the middle. So now let's look at another and problem when x is in the middle. So example 3, we're going to have negative 50 less than x. 7x plus 6 is less than negative 8. Okay, I'm going to draw my lines again. You don't have to, but this helps me to see my different sections. So I have 3 sections, 1, 2, 3, because I have 2 inequalities. Okay, so I'm still trying to get the term with x by itself. What's outside of this term with x in it? I have a positive 6, opposite of a positive 6, negative 6, negative 6. Okay. Negative 50 minus 6, both of these are negative numbers, so that I can add them together, and gets negative 56. I'm going to draw my inequality sign. I have 7x right there. 6 minus 6 is 0, so that's gone. Draw my inequality sign there. Negative 8 minus 6, both of those are negative numbers, so I can add them together to get negative 14. X is almost by itself. It has this positive 7 in front. Divide both sides by 7. Negative 56 divided by 7 is negative 8. X. Negative 14 divided by 7 is negative 2. Let's go ahead and graph it. What 2 numbers do I need on my number line? Well, I have a negative 8 here and a negative 2 there. Smaller number, negative 8 goes first. Bigger number, negative 2 goes second. Okay, negative 8. What kind of inequality do I have? I just have less than, no line underneath, open. Same thing as negative 2. What kind of inequality do I have? Open, open. X is in between negative 8 and negative 2, so this is an and, so I'm going to shade in the middle. Okay, let's do another example. This time it's going to be an or problem because you're going to see or. So example 4 is going to be an or problem. So I have 3y minus 2. Oops, sorry, you can't see it. 3y minus 2 is greater than 7. Or negative 2y plus 1 is greater than or equal to 9. Okay? So, first things first, I'm going to draw my inequality line. You don't have to. It just helps me. Okay, 3y. I'm trying to get 3y by itself. What number comes outside of this y term? Negative 2. What's the opposite of a negative 2? Add 2. Add 2. 3y. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 7 plus 2 is 9. Or, oh, we'll do that one next. Sorry, I haven't finished solving. Y, how do I get y by itself? Divide both sides by 3, and y is greater than 3. So now we'll graph it in a second. Let's go over here and do the same thing for the next problem. Let's solve for y. So to get this y term by itself, we have to see what number is outside of the y term, plus 1. To get rid of plus 1, minus 1, minus 1. 2y, greater than or equal to 9 minus 1, which is 8. Divide both sides by negative 2. Divide both sides by negative 2. And y equals. So remember, when you divide or multiply by a negative number, the inequality flips. So I divided by a negative 2. That means this inequality is going to flip. 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. Now when I graph it, I'm going to draw my number line. Okay? What two numbers do I care about? I care about 3 and negative 4. So which one of these numbers is smaller? Negative 4 is smaller, so negative 4 is going to go on the left. That means 3 is bigger than negative 4, so it goes on the right. Okay, negative 4, what kind of dot do I, or what kind of inequality do I have? Well, I have less than or equal to, because there's a line underneath. So that means I'm going to have a closed dot. Okay, since my variable is on the left, I can use my arrow technique. The arrow is pointing to the left, so I can shade to the left. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Y is greater than 3. Since it's just greater than, there's no line underneath. It's an open circle. In my arrow method, my arrow is pointing to the right, so I'm going to shade to the right. Or since you know y is greater than 3, because the mouth is eating the y, that means we want the bigger numbers. Okay? And that's it for today. Now you can go ahead and start on your practice.